Is the other director your missus?
It is, yes,
Yeah,
that's Beth.
you don't want to get that wrong. It's that classic thing of just, I'll ask you later, but it's almost like, how do you find working, I guess, as a family business, working with your partner?
Yeah, it's difficult. It is really hard. It's a hard balance to get right. And I think the way, because of the way we did it as well, where I kind of started doing,
Hmm.
well, not doing the business, but working in the business first. And then Beth kind of joined at a later stage. So
Yeah.
it was a very hard balance to get where, I wasn't acting like a manager and stuff. And, it's still to this day, there's certain things we still sort of
Hmm.
struggle with. But I think that is just part of the nature. At the same time, it's great. You've got someone there constantly to kind of bounce things off of
Yeah.
and chat about, when it's lonely for entrepreneurs. That's one of the benefits of working with a partner.
No, honestly, I think it's cool, but also it's like I love my wife. We've been married for 10 years now, and but we couldn't work together. We had one meeting once together where I was going to talk to her about some work stuff because I was running one company and we were thinking about using them. It just didn't work. And it's that kind
Yeah,
of thing of where there's the professional kind of relationship, but then personally, I like the separation when you go home of just like, I know she doesn't really care about what I do. And I'm not going to say that I don't care about what she does, but it's like you let people vent and just, go through life. But I
yeah,
also imagine that there are some potential stresses if, you talk about work at home and stuff. But I mad respect for anyone that kind of does that as well. And also, how's the new arrival?
yeah. She's really good. She's integrated pretty well. Into I talk about her like she's a system integrated, but yeah, she's settling in really well. She's a lot more chilled than our firstborn Archie. I think the say girls are a little bit more chilled as well. But yeah, she's in a good routine, so we're back into a decent routine ourselves as well, which is good.
So is that 2 months ish now?
Yeah, 2 months now. Yeah.
I see. Good memory.
Yeah, so then we started at an agency, and they did well, it was like website design, visual soft. So they did website development, and then had all the marketing side. We worked in social.
Hmm.
That's also where I met Beth as well, and we were just day to day managing client accounts. Again, another really good sort of stepping stone in the industry to kind of manage like higher ticket clients and manage big budgets and work in a pretty big fast paced environment as well. Um, but one day we kind of like I do feel like I've always had a bit of an entrepreneurial like spark, and it was just finding what that is. And one day, like me and Beth were just in a car park, and we were like, hang on, like we could manage, like the vision we had was we could manage what we're managing now at the agency, but just charge our like what we would charge ourselves and reap the direct benefits. So I think we were thinking of like, each client will charge 300 quid a month, and that would be £3,000 each. And, I think at the time we were managing like probably double that. So, yeah, that was the first sort of click where we were like, hang on, this is definitely something we can do. The only thing, the gap we need to bridge here is how to create a business,
Yeah.
um, which we had no idea about back then.
And then what happened next?
So I then spoke to Beth's dad, and Beth's dad was like self-employed, like contract manager. So he had, plenty of experience in that industry and working for himself. So I asked him for some advice, and sort of spoke with Beth and thought like, how do we set it up properly?
Hmm.
Set up a meeting with an accountant and things like that, and thought, right, I think it's time to go for it.
So did you
Um,
both jump at the same time?
No, that's where the difficulty, like maybe a clash was when we were like trying to work together. Because I made the jump first. I think it was like I don't even when we look back at the story, I don't think I was even in paternity leave yet. And I sent the email to resign, and I was and then stayed away from the company from that point. So then I made the leap, and I think it was about either 6 or 9 months, something along that
Hmm.
period. And then that's when we were at a level where Beth could like comfortably join us.
But just to explain, so you had a baby on the way.
Yeah,
Yeah. I only know
yeah,
this from the interview with Chloe. You had
yeah,
a baby on the way. And at that point, you decided to quit your regular
yeah,
pay
yeah,
job
yeah.
to go. That's brave.
I Again, this is a thing where like I don't know if it was just complete, naivety.
Madness.
It would, yeah, literally just crazy. Like if I'd asked anyone, I bet they would have said no. Like build a safety net, wait X amount of time, do this first. Instead, um, I just kind of ran it by Beth. She believed in the idea and she said, "Yeah, I want to do that as well."
That's us.
Um, family seemed supportive as well, like my side and Beth's side. So we were like, let's just have a crack at it. Yeah, just I don't know why, but that felt like a good time to do it.
But the timing is important because it's that balance of there's a pretty big asset that's about to arrive that you have to pay. But like
Yeah,
mad
yeah,
respect again. And what's always interesting, so I spoke to a guy called James recently on this, and they only launched their new business, Bottled Imagination, 2 months ago, give or take. So him and two of his friends left Rise at Seven to set up this. But it's that jump is ballsy. It's a big commitment. So I have mad respect for kind of how that went, and especially to have both salaries within the same business. That one of the big things that me and my wife, we purposely have different careers, but she's the partner in a law firm, secure, safe, and I'm
yeah,
like the risky one. And even though I'm the risky one, I still wouldn't risk two eggs in the same basket. Just so again,
yeah,
mad respect for anyone that does it, because again, the ability to go on that journey, exactly what you said before, it is tough on your own, because often I'm sat in this room, I have no one to talk to, I have worries or stuff going on in my head, and often that's part of the reason why I do the podcast. I just love to talk to people. But actually, just having someone that you can 100% trust and you're not worried about, is it going to get out or whatever,
yeah.